right, guys, welcome back to the CSO Pro. Again, my name is Carson Cook, and today we're going to be talking about a pretty unique topic, one that we all need to spend some time thinking about, but it's selling outside the box, or sell outside the box. Learn how to sell outside the box, to think differently. And it's one of the major topics, especially for younger sales professionals getting into a new industry, or even old sales professionals getting into a new industry. And it's the ability to think outside of the box, be different than everybody else, be unique, be special as a sales professional, be in the top 1% of everybody else. And it's extremely important, guys, to learn how to understand to think outside the box when you're selling to customers, okay, to be creative. And also to sell outside of the box, okay? And having this skill, guys, is gonna set you apart from most sales professionals that are in your company or in your industry or whoever you work with. If you think outside of the box, you're gonna be able to bring new relative ideas to the table. Now, when I say this, I don't mean think outside of the box fundamentally. I don't think you should mess with the sales process if it's not broken. You shouldn't mess with the foundation or your steps of the sale. But every single thing after that is completely fair game. And some of the best sales professionals out there are extremely boisterous, and they talk, and they love to talk about stories, and they love to communicate, and they love to hear stories from their clients, and they like to get involved, and they're extremely good about building rapport. But that is not in a sales manual. That's not in a book. Okay, that's not in something that you can learn. That's something that is just, we're getting paid to communicate. And that's the beautiful part about sales, guys. So we're gonna teach you today 3 different things that's gonna really help you think in that fashion, or to start understanding on how to sell outside the box, how to think differently. And the first one is that you need to be very creative. Creative is key. And a lot of you guys might say, well, Carson, I'm not very creative. Well, if you're in sales, guys, you are definitely creative. Everybody is creative. I could take the world's most boring person that I have completely ever met and speak with them about some part of their life that is completely different than everybody else, because everybody's so unique. So we can't stress the value, guys, of learning a very solid foundation. Okay, and once those steps of the sale are put in place, and your product knowledge is put in place, and your objection handling and overcoming and concern meeting and greeting is put in place, right? But every single thing else, guys, is completely fair game. Okay, that's the beautiful part about our position, guys. The beautiful part about this profession is sales, working is communication, really learning about other people. And the funny thing is that we all have different backgrounds, okay? Even if we're from similar cities and similar this, then we have similarities, but we all have different experiences. And that's what makes up our brain, that's what makes up our consciousness, basically. And the understanding of the world as we know it is our past experiences. So it's unique to where you can share in those experiences with your customer. It's a very unique way to build up rapport. So how do we sell outside the box? Number one is creativity is king. You need to be very creative. You're not, like I said, you said you're not creative. Well, you're definitely creative. There's something about you that's unique, and that's something is what you need to project onto your customer, onto your client. You know, a story, this, that. Okay, that's being creative. That's being different. Okay, thinking outside the box. The second thing is that you need to do what others won't. Okay, as a sales professional, if you sell credit card processing, if you sell cars, if you sell this and you sell that, you have to go through your sales process. But there's things that everybody does, okay? And every average sales performer does this. And it's because they're not being creative. They're not thinking outside the box. They're not doing something different. They're not doing self-study at home. They're not selling how to commute, or they're not learning how to communicate on their own time. They're not reading sales books. They're not reading communication books, mentalist books. They're not reading self-help books, okay? This is something you need to do. You need to do that which others will not. Okay, if you want to get to the top 1% of your company or the top 1% of your industry, you need to do the extra work. A good example of this is you need to relay that concept, doing that which others won't, okay, to your clients. You need to make sure that you're doing stuff differently, okay, with your clients that people are not doing. You need to focus on the client, the benefit of the client. The sales and the commission will come. That should be like 3rd or 4th on your list, okay? If you're too focused on commission or this or that, you're never gonna sell anything. You're gonna be too worried about this or that. If you have to worry about your paycheck, then you might wanna find something that you can sell that's gonna give you a big commission. But other than that, guys, it's very important to understand is that you need to do the extra work, right? And a good example of this is that when I walked in to a dentist clinic, okay, at the time I was selling merchant processing, and it was a dental clinic, right? And this happened a few times actually, but at the dental clinic, the person that I had the appointment with was very busy, too busy. He said, look, we have to reschedule this. I know I'm kind of interested in what you have, but I don't really have time for this right now. I just got a truckload of chips, barbecue chips, because I barbecue, and I look on the wall and he has all these awards on this. And he said, all right, well, I go, well, you know what? I know I have another appointment at 1 o'clock, but the most important deal of my life is the one sitting in front of me all the time. Okay, that's the single most important part of every customer you're selling. You don't have to worry about other customers. You worry about that customer right then and there, because that's your time to sell right there. I said, let me help you. I walked out. I helped them unload the truck for about 45 minutes. And he said, well, thanks for the help, man. What was that? I said, I was bored, not bored. I'm helping you. I still really feel like if I leave and I come back tomorrow, that's one extra day without my product. And I really want to show you what I have. And they kind of looked at me and they go, really? And they gave me the time and I signed that deal. Okay. Now the customer that I missed, I went to later, whatever, but the focus was there. So doing that, which others won't, most sales representatives at that point would have said, okay, well, let's reschedule for tomorrow. Come back by tomorrow. But no, I picked up the gloves. I put the gloves on. I helped them unload. I walked in, I signed the deal, and I left. Okay, because that was time that I needed. I didn't need to come back tomorrow or come back the next day and come back the next day. My goal is to close every deal as strategically and as fast as possible. The second one is that you need to be more personable, okay? And that's one thing, is that sales professionals are afraid of bringing their personal lives or discussions sometimes into their clients. I keep my business separate than my family life. There's nothing wrong with being a professional communicator and actually speaking about your family, telling them, well, today my kids threw up all over the place, I had to put his shoes on, it pissed me off, blah, blah, blah. That little comment like that seems like I'm complaining, but it also shows the client that I'm extremely personable and that I have boundaries, but they're pretty far. That means that I'm confident enough to tell this person I have never met before, or maybe rarely know, something like that. It means that I'm willing to tell the truth, right? I'm willing to work with you on stuff. And if I don't think something's right in the sales process, I'll tell you. If I don't think my product's right, I'll tell you. A very trustworthy sales professional. That helps you build up a ton of rapport with your customer instantaneously, guys. If they can realize that you're not a salesperson, okay? You're not a robot. You haven't done the same thing with every client, okay, that you've done. You've told them a very unique story about your personal life. And I don't mean to be graphic or to be too personal when you sell, but one of the things that we need younger sales professionals to learn, and even older sales professionals, is that formality, being very formal, is extremely important, but also having a heart and being a human is also very important, okay? It builds a lot of trust with clients, okay? And they're going to relate, because even though they have to be the CEO of the company or the board of directors or the decision maker of that business, they are all still a person. They breathe, they eat, they sleep, they have relationships just like you do, and there's plenty there that you can have some sort of connection on. So make sure, guys, in selling outside the box and thinking outside the box when you sell, you need to make sure that you still are personal, okay? You live, you breathe, you're a regular person just like everybody else. No matter how much money you have, whether you're Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, whoever, billionaire, you still breathe, you still will die, you'll still sleep, you'll still eat. That's just nature of it. So they have the same experiences, no matter how much money or how important they are, that you have. So you can relate to those people. So make sure when you sell outside the box. Creativity is king. Do that which others will not do when you're selling, and you need to be more personable. Okay, so thanks a lot for tuning in, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, this is Carson Cook, back at you again with the CSO Pro. Just wanted to put everything out there, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning into all the videos here on YouTube. I just wanted to point out to you guys real quick, just once again, this book will be going on sale May 1st this year, 2019. So coming up here pretty shortly, guys. And this is the No Shit Sales Journal, a confident, common sense, and practical guide to sales. Basically your Cliff Note version, okay, that can get you up to speed, guys, and give you a very solid foundation on how to sell. Now this book, guys, is not just for sales professionals. This book you need to buy and read. It will help your life with your family, your kids, pretty much anyone that you would like to communicate with and become better at communication. Okay, so make sure you go to Amazon, guys, and put in your pre-order right now. We'll include a link below. But this book, guys, is going to be going on sale May 1st. It's also, guys, been featured on the Sales Babble with Pat Helmers. You can tune in to find out a little bit more about the book at salesbabble.com. Very, very, very good podcast. Pat Helmers, guys, is a very standing guy within sales. Very, very, very solid reputation. Amazing podcast with some of the best techniques, communication techniques, tips and tricks for sales. So go to the salesbabble.com. I'll put that link in the description below. But guys, please make sure to pick up your copy on Amazon today. Get one right now. Thanks, guys.